Shalom, Yesharala. Peace, Israel. I'd like to start out by giving our praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash. Yahweh, that's the true and powerful mighty name of who the word ignorantly calls God, Jehovah, Yahweh, our higher. Bahashem means in the name. Yahweh Shai, that's the true and powerful mighty name of who the word ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Yeshua, or Yeshaya. In the Rahakodash is the Holy Spirit, according to the ancient Paleo Hebrew tongue. I would like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have learned the truth of the Bible from. And peace, blessing, safety, and salutation unto the hopeful elect, and to you believers and listeners out there that came back into the faith and obedience of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Much love and respect unto you, brothers, pushing this gospel. And sincerity and truth, risking your lives of freedom, now more so than ever. May Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai continue to bless you in your households. I'm the brother Yawan, coming back at you with another lesson, Lord, when it's edifying to the Lord's elect. And things are heating up and it's getting closer, man. This was a day ago from the Daily Mail. And it says Russian warplanes detected flying off coast of America. Now it seems like they starting to taunt, Babylon, which Babylon is America. All right, so it reads, Russian warplanes have been detected off the coast of Alaska in the terrifying escalation, military officials said Tuesday. Officials with the North American Aerospace Defense Command said Russian aircraft never entered American or Canadian airspace. Authorities did not name the type of Russian aircraft, how many flew close to the coast, nor what their purpose were. The Russian planes remained in international airspace but reportedly crossed into a region named the Air Defense Identification Zone, which is beyond sovereign U.S. airspace. Aircrafts are expected to identify themselves in the ADIZ, or North NORAD, says it surveils the area to maintain national security. It just comes 2 months after U.S. fighter jets were scrambled to the ADIZ region twice in 3 days when Russian military aircraft, including bombers, were also detected. That incident first saw 2 bombers and 2 fighter jets buzz near Alaska, and after they were shadowed away by U.S. aircraft, Russia followed it 2 days later by sending 2 more jets in a show of force. All right, and that's pretty much Putin letting these people know that he's not scared. Okay, he's ready. He's been ready. Okay, but the elites, the elite banking family, are behind this because they say all wars are bankers' wars. Okay, so in September, Russian aircraft came dangerously close to colliding with a U.S. fighter jet, as shocking footage showed the Russian pilot turn at the last second to avoid the crash. U.S. officials say instances of Russian aircraft violating ADIZ airspace come as the nation has been stepping up its hostile approach towards the U.S. Yeah, because things are heating up. Okay, you already got Putin talking about damn global blackouts and global internet outages. All right, there's no coincidence that we see these aircrafts close to home, close to the American borders like that. After this was that was being said about the blackouts, but we ultimately know who's behind the blackouts is the elites. Okay, they're just going to paint the narrative that it's Russia or China. Okay, just to keep us divided, keep us confused, and keep us scrambling. Okay, well, not us. Okay, in the household of faith, those of us that's in the know, because we know who it is who's behind everything. Okay, and ultimately it's Yahweh Bashim Hal that's behind everything, because he's in control. Okay, and that's why we just sitting by, just watching prophecy and not all hysterical like the rest of the masses are. Okay, so NORAD said Tuesday that although the incidents are repeating, the aircraft spotted near Alaska this week were not seen as a threat. All right, and that how do you know that's just what they want you to think? Okay, you got to be circumspect. The defense authority said in a press release following the detection of the Russian warplanes that Russian activity in Alaska (ADIZ) occurs regularly. Okay, but see, that's that stuff. They don't go reporting on everything because if it goes on regularly, okay, but still, why couldn't it be regular planes? Why they have to be warplanes? Okay, and your average person is not going to be thinking like that. So it explains that the ADIZ region begins where sovereign airspace ends and is a defined stretch of international airspace that requires the ready identification of all aircraft in the interest of national security. NORAD employs a layered defense network of satellites, ground-based and airborne radars, and fighter aircraft to detect and track aircraft and inform appropriate actions, the press release read. NORAD remains ready to employ a number of response options in defense of North America. Okay, so it seems like Russia is taunting these other nations. That's what it seems like is happening to me. Okay, so this is Ezekiel 7, and I'm gonna start at 3. Now the end has come upon thee, and I will send my anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thy abominations. Okay, and it's talking about the land of Israel, but we can liken this to the to Babylon, okay, because we can see that the end is coming here. Yahweh's going to send his anger here, okay, because of all the abominations that's been done in the land, okay, for all the wickedness, for the oppression of his people, for them taking his name and defiling. They got a lot that they got to pay for. Verse 4, my eye shall not spare, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thy abomination shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. Thus said the Lord Yahweh, and evil and only evil, behold, is come. And that's all that's coming here. Okay. Tariff and taxes steady going up, prices steady going up, okay. I don't know if it was true or not, but I heard co-workers talking about goddamn pack of noodles, down there $10 a pack. And I'm like, damn, boy, like it's if that's true, it's getting bad out here. And the end is come, it watcheth for thee, behold, it is come. Yeah, and this place is clearly circling the drain. Okay, these nations, they don't even take Babylon serious. Let me see if I can find that. There's Jeremiah chapter 50 and 22. A sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. And right, that's pretty much the sentiment that's in the air. Okay, rumors of wars. You got civil war going on here. The citizens of America are getting fed up with these tariffs, and always getting the short end of the stick, but not regarding their kings and princes. Okay, I feel it's about to be an uprising pretty soon. Verse 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? Talking about Babylon. America, how has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? They don't take this place serious. This place has become, just as low as these other nations that Babylon used to try to downplay on. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against Yahweh Bashem Hawashai. Right. Okay. And these America is still thinking that they're gonna be great again, and bounce back, and be the bully on the block again. But that's not the case. That is not the case, because you're striven against Yahweh Bashem Hawashai. Okay, verse 25, Yahweh have opened his armory. Okay, and he's going to use Russia as well as these other heathen nations to bring down America, as well as bring them down as well, and have brought forth the instruments of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord Yahweh, God of hosts, in the land of the Chaldeans. Come against her from the utmost border, open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing be of her be left. Okay, and you see that these nations are starting to come. Russia coming up to the border. Okay, he didn't cross over, but he, like I said, he's taunting them. Okay, verse 27. No, hold on. Come against her from from the utmost border, open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. Slay all her bullocks. Let them go down to the slaughter. Warn to them, for their day is come, the time of their visitation. The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon, to declare in Zion the vengeance of Yahweh our God, the vengeance of his temple. Call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow. And this is going into all the nations, these heathen nations that have, missile technology. Camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she have done unto her, for she have been proud against Yahweh, against the Holy One of Israel. Okay, and you can clearly see that. All right, they put up a goddamn white image of the Most High and His Son. That's prideful. How they are against over the children of Israel, steady looking down on us. And the children of Israel goes into you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native, Seminole Indians, West Indians, and Haitians. You also have the Israelite foreigners, who are likened unto a speckled bird, who may look like the heathen nations because they've been scattered amongst the heathen nations. But their bloodline and lineage goes back onto Jacob by way of their fathers. Okay? And that's why Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is going to punish them, okay, for all that they done. Which, let's get that. Jeremiah 44, verse 13. For I will punish them that dwell in the land of Egypt, as I have punished Jerusalem. So, and it's going to be way much worse. By the sword, by the famine, and by pestilence. Okay, and those warplanes is part of their sword. Let's see. Salaki, I'm trying to find the scripture. No. Ah, there it is. Isaiah 14:16. Okay, hold on. Isaiah 14:9. Hold on. I'm gonna start at 4. Isaiah 14:4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how have the oppressors ceased? The golden city ceased. And let's talk about here, America. Because this is the new Babylon, the new golden city, where all nations want to come and dwell. Yahweh have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepters of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. And who did that? The Edomites, the self-proclaimed white people. Okay? And they wrath, they continue to bring oppression and hardships upon Jake and upon the rest of the people in the world. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. Okay? Now let's jump down to verse 9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It had raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? And that's what these other nations are saying. Okay, that's why they banding together and making the BRICS alliance. Okay, because they see that America is going down, that it's getting weak. And they was like, okay, well, this is our opportunity to take this place down. Verse 11, thy pomp is brought down. Pomp goes into, let's, matter of fact, let's go to the blue letter. So we go Isaiah 14. So we got here the word pomp.
Strong's H 1347. Gaon. Gaon.
Exaltation, majesty, pride. Okay, pride, arrogance. Okay, so thy pride and arrogance is brought down to the grave. Right, and you can see that, okay? These Americans, okay, these Edomites, they not as proud. They still proud, but not like how they used to be. And the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. Worms represents death and decay. And this place is decaying. You can see it rotting from the inside out. But they're trying to do everything they can to put a Band-Aid over it and keep it going. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? And it's not talking about the spiritual demon Satan. Okay? It's just... You go here, the word Lucifer.
Strong's H 1966. Haleo. Haleo.
Okay, and it says Lucifer, light bearer. Okay, the enlightened ones. That's pretty much talking about the Illuminati, the elites. Shining one, morning star, the king of Babylon is Satan. Okay, so the pretty much the upper echelons, those who's running the show. Okay, or it says describing the king of Babylon, and there's many that's behind the scenes. Okay, so how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weakens the nations? Okay, and that's because Bashim Haushai is breaking this place down. That's why. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the North America. Okay, but that's why they've been trying to go to space and all that, because they trying to exalt they trying to exalt themselves above Yahweh Bashim Shai. Ultimately, they trying to go to war with the Heavenly Father. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Okay, and it talks about that in Second Thessalonians, how he goes, exalts himself above the Most High, calling himself the most, God. Verse 15, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. Okay, meaning being brought down to the ground, being brought down low, because hell is condition played out on earth. It's not no place underground where you burn for eternity. Oh, 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man? Okay, so Lucifer, we're still talking about Lucifer, and we know that he's not a man, he's a spirit. So it's clearly not talking about the spiritual demon Satan. Okay, so is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Okay, and what race of people is running the world right now, and just shaking up people? The Edomites, the so-called white people, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of the prisoners. Yep, and that's what they do. They keep Israelites locked up because they make more money off us being in the prison center, man. Okay. Verse 18, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with the sword, they go down to the stones of the pit as a carcass trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial. Right, and that's going. Hey, the Edomites, after 1,000 years of captivity, their whole race is going to be eradicated. Okay, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people, the seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Okay, and right. Okay, the elites, they don't care about the common regular Edomites. Okay, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquities of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, said Yahweh, Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and the remnant and the son and nephew, said Yahweh. I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, said Yahweh, Lord of hosts. And that besom of destruction goes into, that cloud. It's like a cloud, like, when the bombs drop and, you got that big cloud that's, pretty much destroying everybody. It's like it's sweeping everything. That's pretty much what it's talking about. Yahweh, Lord of hosts, have sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so it shall come to pass, and as I have purposed, so it shall stand. And what's going on in the world right now is what he purposed. Is biblical end time prophecies playing out, and Yahweh Bashim Yahushua wants it to play out. Okay, and we just gotta hope and pray that we're on the right side of his judgment. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end it there. I pray and hope this lesson has been edifying, giving our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kakwadash, giving double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, and peace, blessing, safety, and salutation to the hopeful elect, and to you believers and listeners out there. Shalom.